Yeah. What's up, YouTube? S Deuce is the name. Talking wrestling is the game. Sorry about my Raw review coming out so late. Had some stuff to do today. Wasn't really able to do the video in the daytime. Wasn't able to do the video while I was outside. I might start doing videos in my house. Like this. See, I hung up some t-shirts. Just whatever. You know what I mean? But here on Let's Talk Wrestling, remember, there's no gimmicks, bro. No gimmicks needed. I don't edit these videos. I don't go back and cut stuff. It's just me, the camera, and you, the viewer. So let's get into Monday Night Raw. Last night, Raw had the lowest ratings ever. It was reported today, lowest ratings of all time. But there was the debate last night between Clinton and Trump, and also Monday Night Football. You have to always take that into account during football season. But the numbers still weren't that bad. The numbers still weren't that bad. Raw kicks off with Rusev versus Reigns, a direct rematch for the United States Championship from Clash of Champions. The match ends in a double countout. They were fighting all over the freaking place. So double countout, which means one thing: the feud will continue. I hope Rusev gets the belt back. I don't think that will happen, though. We know how big McMahon is on Roman Reigns, how much he loves the fucking guy. Don't know why. But they killed his push after his wellness policy violation. I don't think that's happening again. I think they're trying to rework him in to the main event level, but they're starting with Rusev first. So expect Roman Reigns to be in the title picture sooner rather than later. Let's just hope he doesn't win the fucking Royal Rumble again. Then we had a Sheamus, Cesaro, and Foley segment where Mick Foley pretty much commended them for having such an amazing 7-match series. But unfortunately, the match at Clash of Champions ended in a draw. So there was no winner. So who gets the title shot? Foley says, why don't they tag team? So Mick Foley wants Cesaro and Sheamus, after killing each other for 7 matches, to tag up and go after the New Day, like him and The Rock did, because they were enemies or they were opposites and they won the tag team championship. So why can't Cesaro and Sheamus do it? I don't see that happening. Speaking of the tag team titles, the New Day, it was pretty much Clash of Champions 2.0 on Raw, because the New Day defended against the Club again, and again the New Day retained. I was hell-bent on the Club winning those titles last night. They're being misused. Finally, they're stronger in their matches. They're hitting their moves. They're not being dominated as much. Kofi got split open the hard way on his forehead or up here somewhere. I think it got something like 7 staples to close. But the New Day wins again. Now we know why they were staying away from the Club, because they wanted Cesaro and Sheamus to tag team up and face the New Day. So after having a 400-plus day reign, the New Day's going to lose to a team that's not even a real tag team. I don't see that happening either. Next up, we had Bayley against a local competitor, pretty much a squash. Well, not pretty much. It was a squash match. Bayley wins less than 3 minutes. Don't know why they had Bayley squash someone. Maybe they can bring up like Peyton Royce or somebody else from NXT. These squash matches, if you're not Nia Jax or Braun Strowman, they're kind of pointless. Come off really bad, too. Cheap writing, lazy booking. Next, we had a great tag team match in the Cruiserweight division. It was Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann against Lince Dorado and Drew Gulak. What an amazing match. High flying to new. It was amazing. Great finish. Cedric Alexander and Swann get the victory. I would like to see more of Drew Gulak in the Cruiserweight division. Lince Dorado's great, but Drew Gulak is so stiff. He works that strong style amazing. I know he's in a hunt for the Evolve heavyweight title, which I'll be doing videos on more and more on Evolve, which is like a feeder system for WWE. But I want to see more of Gulak. But shout out to Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander. Amazing fucking match last night. Then we had Cesaro and Sheamus squash these jobbers in a tag team match, which didn't prove much, but Sheamus and Cesaro can beat 2 jobbers. I don't know if they go after the tag titles. If they do, I don't think they win them. Or fingers crossed they don't. We all know the New Day has held the titles now for 401 days. And Demolition's reign was 478. So can the New Day hold the titles for 476 more days? I don't know. Then we had Sasha Banks and Charlotte. They had a little segment. Sasha Banks wants a rematch, and she's been granted one. Next Monday on Raw, we're going to see Sasha Banks versus Charlotte again for the WWE Women's title. I don't think Sasha wins. I've said it. I think Charlotte holds this belt until WrestleMania 33 when Bayley takes it off her. But an amazing match. Nonetheless, Banks and Charlotte always perform. We also was announced that TJ Perkins will be defending his cruiserweight title once again next week on Raw against Brian Kendrick. We had Perkins, I don't know if it was a title match last night or what, but I know TJ Perkins defeated Anthony Nese, in another amazing cruiserweight match. They flew around a little bit, but remember, cruiserweight wrestling's not all about the high flying and the planchas and the moonsaults and 450s and all that. Mat-based grappling is great. I think it's good for pro wrestling. And Perkins gets the win, which was good. Then we had a shitstorm of a segment with Jericho and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins and Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon. Then Enzo and Cass come out again. So the main event of Raw last night, impromptu main event because they weren't advertising it at all, was Jericho against Enzo and Cass, with Jericho picking up the victory, laying waste to Enzo and Cass to end the show. But if you watch the beginning of that match, Jericho takes his scarf off while Kevin Owens is in the corner, gives his scarf to Kevin Owens, who then throws it over his shoulder. Blah, blah, blah. I know I reported a couple days ago that Jericho has been rumored to get thrown into this world title mix with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. I don't think they should break up Jericho yet. I don't think anybody benefits from that, especially not Kevin Owens. Expect a rematch against Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, but maybe Jericho gets thrown in the mix. Besides Raw having all-time lowest ratings ever, it was a pretty decent show. I just got finished watching SmackDown a little while ago, and SmackDown was, again, the better show this week. Look out for that review tomorrow. But Raw's, they got some injuries with Finn Balor, all that stuff. They didn't think that happened. But if they booked their new faces, all right, the way they keep booking Roman Reigns, guys like Rollins, then this new era would be off and running. Like I said, with Cesaro and Sheamus, like what the hell is that about? I know Daniel Bryan sent out a tweet to Cesaro, when's your contract up on Raw? Cesaro said, I'll look into it. So maybe there's a bigger grand scheme of things where Cesaro is going to take on the authority figure in Foley and Stephanie and jump to SmackDown. That can start an interpromotional brand war for just in time for Survivor Series as well. So that'll do it for the Raw review. SmackDown review will be tomorrow for sure. Then Wednesday, Lucha Underground. Thursday, that video will be out. And if any news comes, if anything breaking, anything, you know I'm here. Let's Talk Wrestling on YouTube. # Let's Talk Wrestling on Facebook. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. No gimmicks needed, baby. Let's talk wrestling.